Now next one, the other mode of traveling is water transport. Yes, there are vehicles that cross, people use to cross rivers. So these are called water transport, the transport that we use to cross rivers. Ships and boats are means of water transport. So which are the means of water transport? Ships, then boats. These are the means of water transport. Ships sail in the oceans and seas, carrying all types of goods from one part of the world to another. Ship sails in oceans and seas. Ship sails in ocean and seas. They transport goods from one part of the world to another. Means across the country they travel. Yes. So examples of water transport are boat, ship, then steamer is another example of water transport. Okay, steamer. Yes. Fact finder. Waterways are the cheapest means of transport. It is not that costly. So water transport, they are the cheapest means of transport. Waterways are the cheapest means of transport. Waterways, they are the cheapest means of transport. Steamers and boats sail along big rivers, carrying passengers and goods from town to town. So steamers, boats, they sail along big rivers. Ships sail along oceans and seas. Boats and steamers, they sail along big rivers to carry passengers. They carry people. Also they carry goods from one town to another town. Along the banks in India, means along river banks. Yes, sure. Then big rivers like the Ganga and the Brahmaputra are used extensively as an inland means of water transport. So big rivers, so ships, boats and steamers. Boats and steamers, they sail along big rivers. So usually big rivers like Ganga and Brahmaputra, they use greatly as the inland means of water transport. Big rivers means example they have given as Ganga and Brahmaputra. Big rivers means Ganga and Brahmaputra, they use greatly for the means of water transport. Water transport is the very cheap way to transport bulky goods, means large, heavy goods over long distance. So some ships are the cargo ships are also that carry only the goods, heavy loads or goods or things from one place to another. Over long distance they travel. So there are water transport that carry heavy goods, bulky goods also, and there are water transport that carry both people and goods, things from one place to another. Yes, so that's about water transport. So ships, boats, steamers, they all are examples of water transport, the vehicles or the transport that sail in the oceans or seas or along the big rivers. They are water transport. So there are water transport that carry people, passengers and goods, things from one place to another across the country or from one town to another town. Over long distances also there are water transport that carry bulky goods, means large or heavy goods, things carry over longer distances. Yes, so that's water transport. Ships, they sail in the oceans and seas. A large water body there, oceans and seas. In oceans and seas we can see ships. Boats we can see sailing along the big rivers. So usually the rivers, big rivers means Ganga, Brahmaputra. They are used widely or greatly as inland means of water transport. Yes, so we are learning about modes of traveling. There are 3 modes of traveling. First one we learned is about land transport that travel on, or the vehicles that travel on land. That includes railways and roadways. Then we learned about the water transport, the transport that carry passengers and goods from one place to another along the rivers or oceans or seas. They are water transport. Yes. And waterways are the cheapest means of transport. They are the cheapest means, not that costly. It is the cheapest means of transport. Next, air transport. Yes, air transport. Air transport means traveling through air. As I told you earlier, to travel across the country, outside the country, people mostly they use aeroplane. They use aeroplane to travel. Yes, aeroplanes are one of the means of transport. All our major cities are connected to one another and to almost every part of the world through air transport. Yes, all the major cities are connected to one another and to almost to all parts of the world. How they are connected? Through air transport, because through air transport, through aeroplane, we can travel to another country very easily, isn't it? Yes, so it is connecting us to many other countries. Air transport has made not only our country but also the entire world very small. So through air transport we can travel not only to different countries within the country, from one state to another state, like Maharashtra to Karnataka, from Hyderabad to Kerala, from Chennai to Kerala, Chennai to Hyderabad or Andhra. It means like that we can travel within the country. At the same time we can travel abroad, outside the country. So it is connecting us to almost all the cities in the country, and also it is connecting us to the different countries also outside India. If you want to go to America, Canada, Russia, wherever here in the world, we can go through this air transport. So it makes this entire world very small. Because we have air transport, we can travel easily to another country, so making the world very small. Now we can travel anywhere in the world because of air transport. So air transport. The next one is air transport. Air transport. So which are the air transport? Aeroplane, hot air balloon, helicopter. Aeroplane. Then hot air balloon. Hot air balloon. Then helicopter. Helicopter. Hot air balloon, helicopter. These are the means of air transport. Yes, you can see the images here. Aeroplane you can see, hot air balloon you can see, helicopter is there. So hot air balloon mainly people use it for recreation, means something for fun and relaxation. People use hot air balloon, able to fly extremely very high altitude. Okay, yes, distance above the sea level, that is hot air balloon. Yes, so aeroplane, hot air balloon, helicopter, They are the examples of air transport. Then one more example they have given is spacecraft. Spacecraft. So what is spacecraft, children? You know, the vehicle that travels to space, that is spacecraft, to study about the planets, about the sun, the moon, planets, to study about space, the vehicle that travel to the space, that is spacecraft. So there are also spacecraft that carry humans into space. It's called manned spacecraft that carry humans to the space, so that they can study about all the things in the space. That is spacecraft. Okay. Fact finder: aeroplanes are the fastest means of transport. So aeroplanes, aeroplane is the fastest means of transport. We can say the fastest means of transport is aeroplane. So spacecraft is the vehicle that carry people to the space, to study about space. Yes, so these are the means of air transport. So air transport made this world so small because we can travel to any part of the world through aeroplane, by aeroplane. Within the country we can travel from one city to another city, to another country also we can travel by aeroplane. Examples: aeroplane, air transport examples are aeroplane, which is the fastest means of transport. Then we have hot air balloon, helicopter, spacecraft and all. Yes, this hot air balloon is just, people use this for recreation, for something for fun and fun and relaxation. They use hot air balloon. A spacecraft is the vehicle that carry people to the space. Yes, so that's about the lesson, children. So we learned about the means of transport, or the modes of traveling around us. So people wants to travel to many places. They are not fixed at one place. So we need to go to several places. So for that we use different means of transport. So the vehicles that we use to travel from one place to another, they are actually called means of transport. And there are three modes of traveling. So they are land transport, water transport and air transport. Yes, so land transport are transport that, or vehicles that travels on land. Means it includes railways and roadways. Railways means train, metro, rail and all that travels on railway track. And the vehicles that travels on road, like car, bus, scooter, bike, bicycle, these are the vehicles that travels on road. And in villages usually we can see bullock carts and tonga, the cart pulled by horse. So they are also land transport. So land transport are the vehicles that travels on road. Then we have another mode of traveling, which sails along the rivers, big rivers or oceans, seas. They are water transport. Yes, so they are the cheapest means of transport. Waterways are the cheapest means of transport, not costly. And example: ships, boat, steamers, they are all water transport. They carry passengers, means people also. They carry goods, things across the country or from one town to town. Yes, they are water transport. Ships sail in the oceans and seas. Boats that sail along the big rivers like Ganga and Brahmaputra. Yes. Then we have air transport, which is the fastest means of transport, by aeroplane. We can travel to another country. Also we can travel within the country using aeroplane. Yes, it saves our time. Within very less time we can reach another country also. And examples: hot air balloon, helicopter, spacecraft, these are all air transport. Hot air balloon people use for some fun and relaxation, just to it goes high altitude, high distance. Yes, spacecraft is a vehicle that people means vehicle that carry people to the space to study about the space. They use spacecraft, but we people usually travel by aeroplane to travel to another country or within the country, and aeroplane is the fastest means of transport. Now it's time to recall. We live in a big world and we move from place to place to meet people. We are living in a big world and we move from one place to another place to meet the people. The vehicles which we use for traveling, so we need to meet the people. So the vehicles which we use for traveling, they are called means of transport. There are three means of transport: the landways, waterways and the airways. These are the three means of transport. In villages, people usually travel by bullock carts and tongas. Yes, in villages people use bullock cart and tongas. Air transport has made the entire world very small. We can travel to another country using air transport, right? So that means air transport has made the entire world very small. Yes, so children, we have completed the lesson. Now it's your time to read the lesson. So read as many times as possible, children. Read about land transport, the modes of traveling, land transport. Read about water transport and air transport. You can see the examples here. Learn the examples of all the modes of traveling. Spell the word and learn if there is any difficult word for you. So read as many times as possible. Okay children, so read the lesson thoroughly.